So we're sitting here working on my Buick, and Stephen was giving me a hard time with my stock 5.3, kept saying, be a man, be a man. And since my exhaust manifolds don't clear my frame, I figured we might as well just, upturns, twin turbos. Be a man.
Mint.
HX35 life.
Well, here we go, let's get those wheels out on the road. It may get dusty, but that's the way she goes. We'll build some greasy old cars and drink our AGV. Hey, don't you know, it's partly built.
Okay, I can't see shit. There we go. This will work good enough for Jesus, my knowledge. Okay, so hey, that works fantastic. Okay, so we got the fuel pump. Trying to get this all shindig rigged in there with a fancy 3D printed bracket that'll probably break as soon as I put like 5 foot-pounds of force of anything on it, but we'll find out. And mount the filter somewhere in here, Corvette filter for fuel pressure metering and return and all that fun jazz. So I think we're gonna have to end up, I was trying to mount it back here, but I just don't think I got the clearance anywhere. So we'll just move everything up into the C channel. Oh crap, there we go. Up into the C channel here. I think we got the room. I can't really film much in here because it's pretty tight as is. So yeah, I guess we'll come back when I kind of get a plan figured. Also, some proof that this car is of original miles. These bolts are coming out just slick. Like, it is fantastic. Okay, so got it kind of laid out in the frame rail how it's going to go. There's filter, come back, pump. Bracket fits like right nice in that C channel. So yeah, I'm gonna cut the supply line back here somewhere, and then hack the return line tied into the bottom part of the filter, and yeah, get a feed going and we're good to go. So where the hell did the light go? There it is. Okay, so anyways, I cut the line back here. Oh, Jesus, I can't even see it myself. Oh, there it is. Yeah, cut the line right here. Okay, this shadow is terrible. And no fuel dripped out, so it's kind of questioning things. Decided to trace some lines. Turns out it's this line over here is the fuel feed, but luckily that's just an evap line, so it doesn't matter, they cut it anyways. So it just makes it more of a pain because the return and feeds are on the separate sides. So gotta do some, probably just cut the feed on that side and just make a new hose to run her over here, and should be good. That's good.
All right, so I have no idea how long it's been, but it's been time.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been, I don't know, a week, two, I don't freaking know. Anyway, we had an adapter built to our upper rad hose, and Steven just threw some beads on it so that we can hold the hose on.
The clamp's got a hope in hell of actually working.
Yeah. He made me some more fuel pump mount brackets because this was too big. This is a test. This one we thought was going to be slick and fit inside the frame rail, but there's no way we can drill the frame rail. So he made this new one here so we can mount the fuel pump on a cross member on the back. So that'll be, I think, after he finishes welding and cleaning this up, I think that'll be his first mission for the day, is to try and get the fuel pump mounted. Oh. And then maybe the fuel filter, and we can get those plumbed.
Yeah, get going on that.
So we'll get after it.
Yeah.
All right. So.
In the words of Derek, the fuel pump make it happen, or bracket is in.
There you go. All right, so we got the upper rad hose in, and I even used this stock Christmas tree style retainer to hold it down to the rad support, or the shroud. All in, all good. If I had a non-broken steam port crossover, I could hook this up and I'd have all the cooling system done, but since I don't, I can't. I think next I'm going to start maybe doing these tranny cooler lines, and because I still don't have exhaust manifolds that'll fit, because the truck ones, the 3-bolt flange this outer bolt hits on the frame. So I either got to go like CTSV or Camaro ones, like a 2010 Camaro. A CTSV is like this, but with a 2-bolt, judging by the pictures. And then the Camaro looks like it drops down a bit more. So, I mean, honestly, the Camaro ones would probably be the best bet, but just got to stumble across a set for free 90 free and I'll be there. Power steering pressure line. I grabbed a couple compression fittings to kind of make sure of my routing. And I had a piece of scrap hose from work that I just kind of routed in here and figured out what length I need so I can go get a hose made now. And then the power steering's done because I already did the return line. We do have a belt on already, but it's actually too long. And it turns out I can just use a factory avalanche belt anyway, so that's probably what I'll go get. I think I'll start working on maybe the intake pipe as well, trying to get it routed, and we'll have to put the hood back on to make sure it clears and everything, but should be all right.
Okay, so got fuel pump mounted, hung, all that fun jazz. God, shadows are a nightmare. Anyways, yeah, fuel pump is mounted with a fancy 3D bracket.
Steven, that's not the fuel pump. This is the fuel pump.
Oh, that's a fuel pump. But yeah, got that one installed, and up here with, oh Jesus, that's the worst part about underneath this damn car is you can't see a thing. And if I could get my phone to work, I could get a flashlight. There we go. Okay, so I got the fuel filter mounted there with a, can't see it, but a geriatric bracket, a cut off of a different bracket to make it all work. So yeah, now it's just time to run fuel lines. Yeehaw. Do we have fucking, you got your fucking aluminum fittings for this shit, or wrenches for this shit?
Why?
So you don't scratch up that nice black anodized.
Oh no.
Oh no, right, yeah, the cars are shitty.
Oh yeah, and it's us. So this is escalating quickly. So manifolds don't fit. So let's flip them upside down and set the turbo on top as a joke. See video from earlier. Now we've decided, hey, we have a free HX35. We only have one though, not two. So instead of twin turboing it, why don't we single turbo it and mount the turbo right here? Which actually I think we could make work. I mean, it's got to come this way a little bit, but I mean, it's just hanging precariously anyway. Mount her at an angle. This is just a mangled down pipe we already had off the Chrysler, actually, when I had the LS and the Chrysler. So we got to do this a little different, but I mean, if we can keep our stock O2 sensors even, man, like I can even do closed loop control on my stock PCM with my Turbski. Or that's the theory. I've never tuned one, never dealt with HP tuners, but we're gonna learn. But it's actually getting me pretty excited. And if we wanted to run an intercooler, it's already pointing the right direction to go to an intercooler. Now, Steven might know where there's a second HX35, and that would alleviate the issue of trying to find a crossover pipe, but then that just, the charge pipes become a nightmare to deal with, and honestly, I think if we get another driver's side manifold, flip it around and tuck the exhaust down through here, and then a crossover underneath the crank. What a mess. We're gonna pull this whole inner fender out anyway. If we come on the outside of the frame, we could probably come up to the exhaust here. I mean, we're gonna heat wrap it all anyway. So I mean, we might lose a little boost because we lose some heat, but I also didn't gap the rings. Don't know if I'll have the fuel system to deal with it. I mean, I'm not running E85, so I could decap these stock injectors, but these are the flex fuel injectors. So I mean, they are the bigger injectors to begin with.
Yeah.
I don't know. The stuff we get inspired to do when we're drinking these tasty beverages, I tell you. And we can talk about beer on this channel because we're not sponsored, or we don't get any ad revenue.
We wouldn't care anyways.
You don't get ad revenue from having 7 people watch your videos. But anyway, so it looks like the LS powered Buick is going to be a turbo LS Buick. And the other problem with that is I got to get a different intake manifold.
I told him you can just silicone it in, or duct
because
tape, it'll be fine.
when I was trying to fit that intake under the hood of the Corvette, I was detabbing a lot of it, and I was going to remote mount the map sensor. So
Definitely.
Yeah, yay. I'm also gonna have to put check valves in the freaking vacuum lines because if I'm making boost, the heater ain't gonna work. The transmission probably isn't gonna work. I don't know. These are things I'm learning as I go because I have no idea how to do any of this. I've never done it. Never even worked on one. I mean, I've worked on lots of turbo vehicles, but they're all diesels. So,
Guess we'll find out.
yeah. Anyway, things are escalating quickly tonight. I mean, here I was excited that we were getting it to the point where it was almost runnable. You know, if I spent another $1,000 on parts. And now, yeah. We got to build a turbo exhaust system. We got to mount the turbo. We got to do the oiling system for it. It's just escalating quickly.
Touch.
And the plan is to move this car out of here in the next 3 weeks anyway to start working on the truck for Miles of Mayhem. All right, now that we're decided to make some terrible freaking decisions, both financially and a million other ways.
I will never financially recover from this.
Yeah, we will never financially recover from this, but doesn't matter. I'm going to start pulling out this inner fender so we can get started building the turbo mount. And good news is, I got this nice piece of steel here I can make a turbo flange out of because they are like between $20 and $40 online. So why would I spend that kind of money when I have this free hunk of steel? And I mean, what is that, like 5/8 thick? I think it'll be good enough. I think we'll end this video here, guys. I have no idea what is in this video because we've been filming for like a month and a half and haven't put anything out, like at all, because well, we've been burned out and tired. So why, I don't know. We haven't really done much, but respect to all those guys who put videos out every day and work a full-time job. Like,
Talking about DD Speed Shop?
DD Speed Shop.
DD Speed Shop.
DD Speed Shop. Because, like, that guy, he has amazing work ethic because we can barely do work, let alone our projects at night.
Like, Jesus, he'll pump out like 3-4 videos over a course of a week. That's like, yeah, it would take
And the guy works a full-time job.
And it would take me about 3 weeks just to do what he did in that 1 week.
Yeah.
Well, actually, technically, those 4 days, really.
Yeah.
Because he's pretty damn good at what he does.
Anyway, go subscribe to him if you haven't already, because he's awesome. And we met him in real life, and what a great guy.
Oh, yeah.
So go subscribe to him, and don't tell him we sent you there, or else, you know, he'll probably hate us. So check out our Instagram. It's at BarkleyBuilt. Usually you see our retarded shenanigans a couple weeks early, a couple months early. I don't know. Thanks for watching, guys.